is it exactly that's causing us to have our creative attention shattered and hijacked every day, and it gets worse and worse? Is there a solution to this constant onslaught of digital propaganda that doesn't equate to running away to a cave in the Andes? How do we stay engaged with this but have true authority over our creative life when the world is just coming at us, trying to take our attention and screw it over and suck it into a vortex of brainwashed nirvana? What's the solution here? How should we face this? Hi guys, this morning I'm on my morning walk with my dogs around my farm, and I've been thinking about something that we rarely even put thought into, even recognise anymore, because it's permeated and invaded our lives to the degree that we can almost not even separate or see what life was before the invasion of our psychic space to what it is now, where we're barely ever left alone with our imaginative thoughts. I got up this morning and at dawn or before dawn, it was still a bit dark, and I thought to myself, that thing, you go over to that thing, that bloody computer or whatever, and your whole brain becomes shattered and scattered and split up into pieces. And it's like a devil. AI is pretty much that on steroids. It just seduces you and pulls you in. You can't stay on anything. It's the worst possible thing. And when you reflect on what you used to do with your creativity, it's just been eaten away. Just pulls you away from your core of what your creative ideas are. And it's like it competes with you. So you go and put an idea in there, and then it just shatters it because it takes you on 10,000 more tangents. And before you know it, you're all over the place and you get nothing done because of these great ideas. So many things I have not done because of this whole, it's not just AI, it's like the news cycle, all of it. It just steals. It's constantly robbing us, the robber, the theft of our imagination and productivity. Really interesting, isn't it, that you don't think about that because it's just grabbed you, it's got you in its claws, has you by the throat, really. Steals your mind, it robs your mind, it disconnects your mind from your internal intuition. So normally you'd be looking around and at the environment around you, whatever's happening, and have an inner dialogue about that. But what is the interface? What is it that you're dialoguing with and about? What is it? Well, it's just another environment. So when you go and look at things on your computer, or YouTube's, or the war that's going on, or anything, other artists, you get filled up with this other information. So why is that any different to when you're just out walking in the bush and the information that you're perceiving, the sensing data, is actually just nature and the bush? So what is this? This is romanticism, clinging to something that has less intention. Now there is the clue. So the difference is, if you go and have a walk in the bush or nature, forest, whatever, what's happening is there's no noise. The noise is not there. So your relationship between yourself and your inner dialogue is more focused because you're not having something screamed at you. This is kind of what they say, a walk with God or a dialogue with God, because if your discussion is pulled down to a much simpler number of elements in the room, sensing elements in the room, what is this harmony that we get when we can do that without a flashing device punching in a certain type of information, sensing information? Here is the key. Walk in the forest versus a walk through Twitter or X, whatever, or YouTube is this. Everything we do is an accumulation of sensing data from what's going on around us, going into our mind, and we're churning it. That's just obvious. But when we are walking, say, in nature, or sitting there looking out into the natural world, there is no assault. It's a completely different energy. And what does that allow us to do? That is the question. Because ultimately I might be standing out in, like I'm doing right now, I'm walking around my farm, close to some forests, fruit trees, listening to the kookaburras and the little birds, and I'm talking and thinking about the things I saw on my screen this morning, and even this discussion right now. But what it is the balancing effect that gives you your mind enough time to reset and get quiet with itself, because the environment isn't constantly pulsing into you like, I guess, they say LED lights. It's just a constant pulse. Boom, 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 which derails or twists your thinking into the intention of the sensing data. So this is the easy part, is that going back to what is the intention? Is there any intention even of the sensing data? So I don't think nature has any great big intention. I mean, the kookaburra, what's he trying to say? And the trees versus me watching the morning propaganda show on those platforms I just outlined. They are deliberately trying to press something into your mind. Everything from your own country, international, whatever. It's all about, even me making this YouTube, I have an intention to give to you, to put into your mind. I guess what I'm thinking is I'm going back to where I first started, I guess, my career as an artist, where we didn't have any of this. We had other distractions, but we didn't have this. We had newspapers and we had TV, of course, and it was the same thing back then. Absolutely the same thing. It's just that it didn't pierce into your private space 24/7, because you had to go and get the newspaper. Yes, you could read a book, you could do anything in your private space, but now the difference is the addictiveness of this. It absolutely encourages laziness of the mind. You just sit there and be entertained. You don't even have to use your brain. They even tell you, get told what to think. Unbelievable. Just never ends. So remembering these things has been easier for me since moving to a very small country town, and even out from the town, where I have a lot of time without any distractions. If I choose that, I can sit down and turn my computer on and sit there for hours and hours, and I get caught in it just like all of us. But then you think, whoa, I can't get anything done because this machine keeps punching at me all the time, luring me, not just with gloom and doom, but it's, oh, try this out, try this app, do this, do that. And honestly, when that's happening, you do not create anything. You can't create anything. It just does not happen. So what is the solution for this? That's the great big question. How do we actually wrangle this monster, this beast that's coming at us all the time? How do we wrangle it into something that we have dominion over, something that we control, short of going and moving into a cave somewhere? It's just one of the most difficult things of all for the creative person to overcome. And one of the things you can do, which I'll explore in the coming videos, is instead of running away and turning away from it, which is the natural instinct to just balk and hold back, the other idea is that we grab it with two hands, grab it by the balls, so to say, and wrestle with it. Take the beast, take the monster, and transform that monster into art so that it can be seen more metaphorically. It would help others. It helps us because we gain control over it through that narrative making, which I've explored in a previous video where I painted the octopus and the farmer and the bull. I think that your capacity to be able to take the things that are going on around you, because you can't walk away, you can't ignore it. I mean, it's just so hard to do. It's just everywhere. But the only chance we've got is to change our stance. And I came up with a really good idea on this, which I'm going to do in my next video, called the Sun King. It's a concept that I got to out of pure frustration at having to stay in the system, use the system even for my own benefit. What I had to fix was the way I saw the relationship with all of this stuff we have to deal with in a hierarchical manner. That was the big change. So that's coming up in the next video, called the Sun King. Right, that's it for today.